1702. Report to graduation.
Company, halt, left, face.
Good evening. First, I'll apologize. I have this amazing voice right now. After 16 weeks of yelling at these guys, it's gone. Got a little cold and it's not good for me today, so bear with me. I might have to tap in with my fellow RTOs to come take over. I'd like to formally welcome everyone to the graduation ceremony for the South Metro Fire Rescue Academy Crew Class 2017-02. My name is Aaron Zimmerman. I'm one of the firefighter here at South Metro and one of the recruit training officers for this academy. I'll be here acting MC and clear up my voice for the night. It's been quite a journey over the past 4 months for these 21 recruits and their families. While the academy may end here tonight with their graduation, they will be getting their first chapter in what is expected to be a lengthy, healthy, and satisfying career as firefighters and firefighter paramedics. As instructors, we hope to be prepared them with the tools necessary to fulfill this expectation and for the continued growth as both firefighters and individuals. I know this group will not let us down. We have a great evening planned for you, and one of the groups will remember for the rest of their lives. Thank you for coming. Please enjoy. If I could please have everyone rise for the posting of the colors and remain standing for the moment.
All uniformed personnel, breathe ahead. Order. Order. Out.
The Honor Guard and South Metro Zone Pipes and Drums will now conduct a moment of silence in honor of remembrance of those who have given the ultimate sacrifice in the line of duty. In remembrance for those that we have lost here at South Metro, firefighter John Burton, engineer John Wood, Captain John Hager, and engineer Mike Freeman. For all our brothers and sisters in the fire service, law enforcement, and emergency medical services that we have lost too soon, please join me in a moment of silence. Now we will move onto the bell ceremony. Honor Guard member Darren Fawcett will detail the bell ceremony and its significance within the fire service.
Bear with me for a moment. We forgot to print out the actual ceremony. Let's hit a pull through the phone. I apologize. The fire service today is ever-changing and steeped in traditions over 200 years old. One such tradition is the sounding of the bell. In the past, as firefighters began their tour of duty, it was the bell that signaled the beginning of the day's shift. Through the day and night, each alarm was sounded by a bell. Some of these brave souls to fight fires and to place their lives in jeopardy for the good of the fellow man. When the fire was out and the alarm had come to an end, it was the bell that signaled to all the completion of the call. The firefighter died in the line of duty, paying the supreme sacrifice was the toll of the bell that solemnly announced comrade passing. We utilize these traditions as symbols to reflect honor and respect on those who have given so much and who have served so well. Symbolize the devotion that these brave souls had for their duty. A special signal of 3 rings, 3 times each, represents the end of their duties, and then when they will be returning to quarters. And so, the recruits of class 1702, your initial training is complete. Your fire service education is just beginning. The bell will now toll to signify class 1702 Service ready and ready to respond. Make us proud.
Our next agenda item will be the Academy Pride Act's retirement. This act was presented to the recruit academy during the first week of academy, and from that day on was to upkeep recruits to carry, display, and maintain the acts in expression that represents the collective pride of our past academy, as was done by the academy's past. The firefighters' tools are the lifeblood of the profession. Rusty tools and unattended equipment erode company pride. It's now time for the academy to present their pride acts for final inspection by the board. Presenting the acts on behalf of the academy, class is Brett Miller.
Recruit Miller, front and center.
I'd like to next introduce the Operations Chief of South Metro Fire Rescue, Chief Troy Guest, who will address everyone with a formal welcome.
Good evening. Before I get started, I want to thank our honor guard and pipes and drums for starting us off this evening in such a wonderful fashion. As Operations Chief, tonight is one of my absolute favorite nights of the year. Not only do I get to welcome the 22 recruits to the South Metro family, I also get to welcome all of you. And it is truly a pleasure. And at South Metro, we do believe everyone is family. I'd like to take a minute to congratulate all the recruits on the successful completion of their academy. I know that academy life isn't always easy, and I truly appreciate all the dedication you guys have shown over the past several months. I also realize that them being in the academy isn't always easy on the families either, so we truly appreciate all the support all of you have given them so they can be successful in this endeavor. It's truly appreciated. I'd like to take a minute, when we do this, the last several years we've had quite the growth process at South Metro, and in about the last year and a half we've hired over 60 people. Now we're preparing to bring Cunningham into our family, which is about another 75 people, and it's been a little busy around South Metro. So I'd like to take a minute to thank some of the people that really put in a lot of time and effort to get our recruits to where they are tonight. And it really starts out with our HR department. They do a fantastic job of vetting people and bringing us what I believe is the best of the best. And I truly appreciate all the work, and we have been taxing them. And of course, none of this is possible without the support of our taxpayers. So for everybody that lives in the district, thank you very much. And I saw several of our board members, and I just want to thank you for all the support that we've had in not only getting these 22 people into our organization, but in helping us navigate these waters as we've went through this little growth spurt that we've gone into. Our Preparedness Bureau, we've also overloaded them just a bit over the last year and a half. I think if you look back previous to that, how many years it took to bring 60 people into the organization, it's been quite a while. And to do that in a year and a half has definitely taxed our people. And a lot of our people have really stepped up. First of all, Chief Mylan, who runs our Preparedness Bureau, thank you very much. I'd also like to thank Chief Adams, for everything he's done in the training bureau, and then absolutely our recruit training officers that spend countless late nights making sure that everybody's ready to go online and they're going to have a safe and successful career. I truly cannot express my gratitude for everything that, from our citizens to our board of directors, all the way down to each and every one of you to pull this off and make it happen and get such wonderful people into our organization. It's absolutely wonderful. So again, we got a long night, so I'll cut it short. I just want to say thank you for coming. Thank you for sharing this moment with us, and congratulations to all of you.
All right, we'll move on to the Academy Review and Video. Over the last 16 weeks, we've spent a lot of time together, and I'd like to personally thank the recruits for their good attitude and effort that they put forth. Without that effort and good attitude, it would make our jobs a whole lot harder, so thank you guys for what you put in. I'd also like to thank the families for their patience during this time. I know you guys have been through a lot having your loved one gone for many hours as they are. I'd like to thank the families of all the RTOs and for supporting us for the past 16 weeks. We couldn't do it without you. The RTOs would like to thank Training Chief John Adams for giving us the opportunity to train these recruits. We'd also like to thank everyone in the South Metro Training Division, all the safety guys for all the help that they've done through the 16 weeks. Thank you to the Fleet Services for providing us with maintaining the training engines that we use the whole time. And we couldn't do this without the help from all of our adjunct instructors and line crews from both South Metro and Framingham. They play a huge role in making these goals successful. Thanks to everyone who has helped us with these 21 get to where they are today. And our next portion will be an overall review of the Academy and video presentation. The Academy video was produced by paramedic Steve Whitehead, who year after year puts together a quality recap of their efforts and experience. Presenting the Academy review tonight will be our lead recruit training officer, Lieutenant Shane Beck.
Well, good evening. I'd like to thank everybody who made it out to celebrate the accomplishment of these 21 fine individuals sitting in the front row. Like Zimmerman said, my name is Shane Druckenmiller, and I'm one of the recruit training officers who got the honor to help teach the class of 17-2. Over the last 8 months, I had the opportunity to work with 4 of the best recruit training officers. Their knowledge, their passion, their drive, and their willingness to teach their craft has not only made these recruits better, but they have made me better. It was an honor to serve as a recruit training officer with these gentlemen right here. Job well done, guys. I also want to thank the families that made the sacrifice for the last 16 weeks. You'll hear that a lot. It is a huge sacrifice. We all understand that the grass doesn't stop growing, the meals don't cook themselves, and the kids' lives continue outside the training center. We could not do this without all the families and friends that stepped up and offered a support network and allowed these 21 firefighters to become some of the best in the city. We owe so much to all of you, so thank you. I think we should give them a round of applause, guys. So over the last week, I started reflecting on the class of 17-2. We all came together in August. We were all scared, nervous, and excited. From that first day, I couldn't be more proud of the firefighters you become. We watched as lifelong friends were developed, the company worked together as a group, and the desire to help and rescue people who you don't even know. You've come a long way, except for one thing, and still to this day I don't know if you as a group can complete 10 4-count jumping jacks. Other than that, you all learned to pull hose, VEIS, throw ladders, and ask to understand for why. From here, the training doesn't stop. The training is just beginning. Try to learn something every day you go to work, and bring the energy you brought into the academy into the firehouse 20 years from now. I'm going to leave you with these words you heard throughout the academy. This is all about the call. Everything you do should be about the call, the citizens, and your crew. If you keep those three simple things in the back of your mind, over the course of your career, you will be successful in your profession of service. Finally, 17-2, you've earned it tonight. You've earned the badge you're about to receive. So on behalf of the RTOs, we're confident that you are ready. We're proud to call you all South Metro firefighters. Take care of each other and be hard to kill. Thank you.
If excellence were the tallest building in your city, and you ripped it apart piece by piece until only the core existed, only that foundation, what you would see is courage. Because courage is the thing that gives you a platform to build on. Every starting block is comprised of unknowns. Every endeavor, every journey, every time you start something new, you're by definition a rookie. You're at the bottom of some pecking order. And I want you to never be fearful of these situations, but to be thankful for them. They're the roots that allow the tree to grow, and the only thing required for you to move forward is having the courage to say yes.
Young enough not to know what to believe in. she's about to break. The beautiful never take. Like a bird tied to a cage. You barely know my name. I'm sick of chains, I'm sick of hate. Overstaying that freedom lane. But you throw it all away. This paradise is strange. The times they are changing. The times they are changing. The times they are
So once again, Paramedic Whitehead did an amazing job. The videos are always good to watch. I'm always excited to see. Now you understand why we're chasing around with cameras the whole time. Get some good shots. I still play linebacker from 10 years ago every once in a while. So the kids like to watch it too. So. All right, up next we'll move on to our awards part of the night. Presenting the Academy Awards this year with my fellow recruit training officers, firefighter Tony Legrani, paramedic Brian Diggs, Lieutenant Fred Alzon, Lieutenant Shane Druckenmiller, as well as our lead physical fitness instructor, Chris Shepard.
Alright, so I'm Chris Shepard. I'm the strength and conditioning coach here at South Metro, and I've had the honor and privilege of working with Academy 17-2 every morning at 5:55 a.m. on their physical training or PT. First, I wanted to say thanks to each of you for coming every morning ready to go, regardless of how tired, sore, or how cold the pool was. So thank you for all the effort. That makes my job very, very easy. I don't think it's a surprise that fire service is a very physically challenging occupation. So we started the academy, I think I said, strong people are harder to kill than weak people and more useful in general. And all of you are harder to kill and more useful now than you were 16 weeks ago. I think we could definitely say that. Well, thanks for that. The first award I want to give out is the Most Improved Fitness Award. So this goes to the recruit who improved the most physically throughout the 16 weeks of academy. For these awards, I try to make them as objective as possible. So each one of you has a fitness profile. All that testing that we did was not just to see you guys suffer. It's actually data collection, and I just analyze it, and I make that as objective as possible. So it did have a purpose, I promise. The most improved, this recruit is probably one of the quietest but hardest working recruits in this academy. For all I know, his vocabulary could be like 18 words. And the two most frequently used are, yes sir. So he just worked really, really hard. You didn't always notice him, but he worked phenomenally hard. And when I looked at his profile compared to his end of academy profile compared to his beginning of academy profile, he had a 75% increase in his overall physical fitness, which is a phenomenal gain. But that started pretty well before academy. I think he said when he reported on day one, he had already lost 40 pounds just in preparation for academy. Which goes to show you that he didn't wait till day one to start on that. So the Most Improved Fitness Award goes to Sean McNick. The next award just goes to the fittest recruit. So I use the same profile to basically choose who's the fittest in all elements. That's muscular strength, muscular endurance, aerobic capacity, anaerobic capacity, a bunch of physiological terms that basically all lead into how fit you are at a holistic level. This person scored a perfect score on this profile is a 5.0. So if you think about it like a GPA, and this recruit had a 4.85. Which, if you look at it, that's a 97%, which is pretty phenomenal across all occupations, all populations, all generations, I guess you could say. So it's a phenomenal score. Not only is he physically gifted, he was one of the most frequently, he asked questions a lot, which just showed that he was very interested in his fitness and his how to get physically more durable for his occupation in his life. Not only that, he happens to be one of our older recruits, which just shows that it didn't start on day one, his commitment to fitness, and I don't foresee it stopping anytime soon. So the finished recruit in Academy 17-2 is Brett Miller.
Next couple awards that we're going to do. This first one is for academics. Throughout the 16 weeks in this academy, these ladies and gentlemen are tested quite often. So we'll just, I can't remember how many tests you guys have, I'm sure you guys do. But the winner of this class valedictorian started out with the highest percentage in the class and kept it the whole way through, which is pretty difficult to do, especially given some of your competition. But I'd like to have Marshall Cloud come on. This next award, I think in my eyes, and I think in probably a lot of our eyes, is a pretty special award, and you could probably argue that it's the most special and important because it's an award that we're giving that the recruits themselves voted on. We asked them at the end of the academy to go ahead and write down the name of the fellow recruit that they believe represented their class the best, and then just the best overall recruit. To be voted this by your peers is what makes it as special as it is. Should have just had him stay up here, but we'll make him walk again. Brett Miller.
Next, we'll move into the academy presentation portion of the evening, and that's delivered by the recruit class. This year's presenter is nominated by his peers also. You just want to take over for me? Brett Miller.
I believe to be successful at overcoming any challenges in your life, you need a good team. For me to speak in front of all of you tonight, I would say is not something that's easy for me. So I asked my team at home for some help. My wife Lindsay and I came up with some good ideas, but it still felt like something was missing. So I asked my two kids what they thought it takes to be a great firefighter. When I asked my 2-year-old daughter Berkeley, who you've heard call out Daddy multiple times, She just smiled at me, didn't say a word, and went right back to playing with their dolls. Not too surprising, I guess. But when I asked my 4-year-old son, Chase, he didn't hesitate at all. He gave me these 5 things I'd like to share with you guys tonight. The first thing Chase said on what it takes to be a great firefighter is you have to be kind and brave. I don't think I could describe the heart of a firefighter any better. As a firefighter, you must treat everyone with compassion, kindness, dignity, and respect, whether it's at the grocery store or on the worst day of their life. It is also essential to act decisively in the face of danger and to be willing to give our all for the people that we sworn to protect. I believe you can't teach someone heart. I believe you can't earn it, and I don't believe you can buy it. I believe it's God-given and instilled in the heart of each firefighter. I'm confident that after the last 16 weeks, all the highs and lows, stomach virus after stomach virus, making embarrassing top gun videos, carrying a bedazzled axe, almost losing a finger, and earning pink flamingos, that my fellow brothers and sisters in the class of 17-2 have all of these special traits. The second thing Chase said was you have to listen and obey the rules. This response could be from many conversations we've had to teach our children the importance of these 2 things, to keep them safe, and to make good decisions. Maybe the persistence is no. But he's right, and I'm thankful for the administration, training divisions, and also responsible for creating SOG's policies and procedures, and for giving us great examples of leadership to follow. The third thing Chase said was you have to wear your fire suit. This makes me think of not only my fire suit, but everything that has been issued to us, our top-of-the-line apparatus and tools that keep our organization a leader in the fire service. Living and now working in the district and knowing what we provide to our communities makes me very proud to be here tonight. So thank you to everyone who have been so devoted and give so much time and energy to research tools and equipment to keep us safe and offer the best services. And to all the board members for all of your hard work, support, and help to create such a premier organization. The fourth thing Chase said is you have to be strong, like Coach. I'm very thankful for an organization like ours that cares so much for each individual one of us. The entities such as the peer support team and the wellness division are a testament to this. So thank you to all fitness instructors who encouraged us, taught us new movements, tracked our progress along the way, and for teaching us the importance of nutrition, not just for bikini season, but for performance on the fireground as well. But I want to specifically thank Coach Sheckler. I should probably get my scraps back. If I remember his face. But thanks to all the early morning sacrifices, help keeping us strong and healthy during many exhausting weeks, giving us a great foundation of fitness for our careers, your time and effort for conspiring or creating workouts for us, and for all your technical terminology, like elbow pits and anti-clockwise. But last, I just want to thank you for keeping us humble. Just when we all thought we were making good strength gains, you come to our weight rack after our heaviest and last set, just to add more weight, get up quickly on the way. But thanks for everything you've done. The fifth and last thing Chase said on what it takes to be a great firefighter is you have to use your hose right. I know, but very busy. You can read some of his articles in fire engineering, they'll be on the screen. But I want to thank everyone who has helped teach us how to use the hose right. Thanks to the training division for countless hours, and for your help during Hell Night. The rape scenario will never be forgotten. And to all the line personnel from South Metro and Cunningham, like it's been mentioned before, but for taking the time to train us and share your knowledge, tricks of the trade, and help us be the best firefighters that we can be. And to the recruit training officers, thank you for all your sacrifices for our academy. Thanks for being willing to change your schedules, create scenarios, stoke fires, build incredible but also intimidating stress test scores, and all the work behind the scenes that only you guys know and what it takes to make Academy successful. Thanks for sharing your knowledge, expertise, even previous failures, so that we didn't have to make those mistakes ourselves. Thank you for giving us the skills to be successful craftsmen of this trade. Thank you for all your respect, guidance, mentorship, and leadership. These traits are what stood out to me the most, and I'm excited to experience this culture for many years ahead as a member of this family. Thanks to Instructor Diggs for cooling us off after the class photo, and for amazing nicknaming skills. Some of those names will last forever. Moose! Instructor Zimmerman, thanks for your fun humor and always being consistent. We always knew the high standards you held for us, just like the sweet potatoes and chicken everyone knew you were going to have for lunch. Thank you, Instructor Legrani, for your short, inspirational speeches, and for keeping us in line and motivated for the long haul. I always loved seeing your passion for the job. Lieutenant Elizon, thank you for always looking out for us, especially when Chad accidentally left his keys in the truck and you called in the Cowboys to rescue him. And Lieutenant Druckenmiller, thanks for being our disc jockey and bat-wielding intimidator at the stress test. And a big thank you to all the RTO families. Thank you for all of your sacrifices. They do not go unnoticed. I know it wasn't always easy having them gone, but we appreciated every minute that we had them. You should be proud. They are amazing and fun men to learn from and to be around. After speaking with Chase and my wife, it showed me even more how important it is to have a strong team that supports you at work and at home. So lastly, I want to thank all the teams at home, our significant others, our family, and our friends. Thank you for all of your sacrifices along this journey, for helping us in any way possible, whether it was meal prepping, food logs, class presentations, studying, laundry, having food ready for us when we get home, talking with us about the stresses, and generally having to deal with us when we're tired, stressed out, grumpy, and moody. Without you, we wouldn't be here tonight. Since I have this special opportunity up here, all my classmates chose to torment me with, and I lost some sleep over it for sure. But I want to take this opportunity to take a minute to thank my team at home. First, thanks to my mom. Thanks for watching and caring for the kids every day for this long, long journey. You're an amazing woman, I'm so thankful for that. Thank you. And my dad, thanks for all your support and help. Everything for along the way. Thank you for letting me borrow love. Thanks to my father-in-law, Michael, my brothers, my sisters, my nieces, my nephew, for all of your help and support. And to my wife, Lindsay, thank you. Thank you for all of your sacrifices that gave us the opportunity to achieve this goal together. Thank you for your endless support in this crazy adventure. Thank you for always being my best friend and my biggest fan, but yet pushing me to reach my potential that even I myself doubt that I could achieve. You are my rock, and I love you so much. And last to Chase, thanks for helping me write this speech, buddy. Thank you all for coming tonight to see so many people up there. I can see now that there are so many teams out there that give us support and stuff that we're going to need, not just on this day, but on many days to come. Class of 17-2, congratulations. You did it. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the evening.
For the commencement address address to the recruit class of 2017-02. Alex and Glad to the podium. Fire Chiefs from Cunningham, Fire Chief Gary Rhodes. From South Metro, Fire Chief Al Baker.
Chief, are you ready for this? All right.
In the fire service, we have a lot of traditions. You have already gotten to learn many of those, haven't you? Some good, most. And there's some that are difficult. But 1702, as you transition from recruits to firefighters, I want you to hold solid all the good traditions and help us with the others. You've had great instructors. You've had unbelievable support. And one of our traditions is to make sure that we thank folks. Have you seen this tradition so far tonight? We have shortly about 300,000 people that we're going to be serving as our two agencies. Could I ask the elected officials in the room, both the board of directors, sheriff, council members, would you please stand? I know we're a couple of them. We also have some folks in the room, as long as we're going to talk about some superstars, that have done so much for the fire service. Janet, it is my great honor to pick on you. Miss Wilmoth, would you please rise? The editor of Fire Chief Magazine, a woman who has pushed our industry forward and made people like Bob and I work very hard to keep up with the direction that she's helped push us. And she's not alone. Okay, which one's which again? Would the twins stand up, please? I'm just picking on them a little bit. But when you also have chiefs in the family that help push things forward, as was mentioned earlier, our emergency vehicles, a lot of the training, a lot of the components that go into making a great fire service, and one of the first class 1 fire districts in the United States. Ladies and gentlemen, Chief and Chief Cook. And Executive Director Breeze, if I can pick on you as well. A great honor for somebody who has not only been the Executive Director of the International Association of Fire Chiefs, has held many different titles both in and out of government services, has been a trainer to a tremendous number of us, and a great guide in life, but is also the Executive Director of the Colorado State Fire Chiefs, Gary Breeze. I would also be remiss if I didn't say, and Ronnie, who's the real boss for most of us. She's our adult supervision on a regular basis. But I'd like to take you to the next level of superstars that's in the room. Could I have the parents of recruit class 17-2 please rise?
gentlemen, we have had a grand time watching the fruits of your labor, parents, and siblings that allowed them to live. We've had the great time watching them progress and get very good at their craft. And they're about ready to evolve. We've got leaders in the room, the young brothers, other souls that I know from other departments that have helped bring you along. But then there's some basic traditions that outdate all of us. And that is the shield that you'll be wearing tonight. The shield was our protection going into battle. Occasionally, the shield was our litter coming off the battlefield. 1702, are you hard to kill? Can you help your class, sir? How would that be answered?
Yes, sir.
You're a bunch of little wimps. 1702, are you hard to kill?
Yes, sir!
Thank you. Because physically fit, mentally fit, mind and body, soul in the right places, taking care of people. Now, you're holding on to good fire service traditions. And I'll steal a line from a senior firefighter who is absolutely much smarter about fire service than I am. You competed against hundreds, if not thousands of people to become firefighters, to pass the tests, become recruits, get in your academy, move forward and progress, and make it to tonight, your graduation. You're somebody. You've distinguished yourself, some of you with great honors, all of you with the greatest honor of all. You are now candidates to become firefighters. You're somebody. You're going to be a pillar in your community. You're going to be guidance. And ladies and gentlemen, when they have the badge pinned on them tonight, you must understand that they have to hold themselves out to a higher level. Because if you do anything that tarnishes your badge, you will tarnish all of ours. Our pledge to you is that we will do nothing to tarnish our shield, so we bring no shame to you. Your pledge to all of the firefighters in the room is you will do nothing to tarnish your shield, and hence bring no shame to the rest of us. You're somebody. You're somebody in your community. You're somebody on your crew. And you're somebody as a person. So I want you to remember as you transition out of training and you move over to the firehouse, and one of the chiefs, one of the senior firefighters says, you know, somebody should make some coffee. Somebody should clean up the day room. Somebody should do one of the other jobs that's out and about the firehouse. I want you to remember, you're somebody. Bottom line, you've had great training by a bunch of great instructors. You've got unbelievable support. And Chief, unless I missed it, I didn't hear two other integral groups that take care of all of these about to be firefighters. Did you hear human resources or finance mentioned? All right, because Troy knows his go-to people. Yeah, your adult supervision. If you'd like to get paid every other week, you remember finance. If you'd like to guide your way through life and do much better, you remember HR. Copy? We're going to need a little more. Okay? But you're going to do very well, and we're very proud of you. And it is my great honor to introduce the Chief of the South Metro Fire Rescue, and that is Chief Bob Baker.
I'm going to wrestle with this for a minute. Thanks, Kieran. That was very nice. Got really one hope tonight. I got the same thing that Aaron Zimmerman has. My hope is that this cough drop outlasts my commencement address. So Troy Jackson, my operations chief, referred to this last couple of years as a growth spurt. Now to be referred to as the king of understatement. Dr. Albert Schweitzer once said, "I don't know what your destiny will be, but one thing I do know, the only ones among you who will be really happy are those who have sought and found how to serve." Each of these men and women graduating from this fall 2017 Recruit Academy class have sought and found how to serve. And what a privilege it is to be here to celebrate with you and your families and friends, your instructors and your comrades. I'm always amazed at the number of men and women in our recruit academies anymore. When I hired on at Parker Fire in 1984, there were only 15 of us in the entire fire department. Alan Brunasini, who is retired fire chief from Phoenix, Arizona, fire service icon, recently passed away. But he always reminded us it's important to have more firefighters fighting the fire than officers commanding it. Thanks for doing your part to ensure we have a healthy complement of competent, compassionate, and courageous firefighters. So I always ask our instructors how this Recruit Academy class compares against the others. Truth is, we really won't know that answer for probably 20 or 25 years. The caliber of these men and women wasn't fully revealed during Recruit Academy. It was only revealed throughout their careers, call after call, in humble service to our community and in solidarity with one another. Will they be men and women built for others? Will their last day wearing the uniform be their best day? If so, we will have succeeded. If they're at their best on this day, we will have failed. A commencement address is a leader's opportunity to impart wisdom, share experience, and encourage a graduating class. When preparing to address you tonight, I spent a little bit of time reflecting on events of this past year. You might be surprised to know that my thoughts didn't wander to unification. My first thoughts were about engineer Mike Freeman, who passed away several months ago from an aggressive and malignant brain tumor that was likely caused by 43 years of exposure to carcinogens. Many of these years fighting fires without the level of protection that each of you are going to enjoy. Protection that you'll get from the PPE bunker gear that you see out in front of you, our SCBAs, policies and procedures that address exposure and safety, an unbelievable fitness and wellness program, and exceptional officers, trainers, and educators. I also thought about my good friend Jim Babylon, a lieutenant with South Metro who retired on a disability years ago after more than 30 years of taking care of our citizens like they were his family. After years of struggling with post-traumatic stress and depression, Jim took his own life last December. My first two lessons for this graduating class are these. Never take for granted the time you have with family and friends. That time is precious. And always make time to rest, recharge, reflect. Our profession is a marathon. It is not a 100-meter sprint. You cannot take care of others if you don't take care of yourselves. I'm looking forward to getting to know each and every one of you a little bit better in the coming months and years. It's going to become a lot more difficult for me as we're anticipating about 600 of you in 2019. I am interested in the experiences you've had while preparing to work for us. All of you seem to have had a career with either a volunteer or a career organization in another agency, or you're a paramedic or a registered nurse in the private sector, or you were. I think when I get back to my office, I'm going to ask Barb Andrews, my executive assistant, to write some thank you notes. She'd be writing them to Frederick Firestone Fire Protection District, Poudre Fire Authority, Gladstone Public Safety in Montana, Rose Medical Center, Louisville Fire Department, Louisville Fire Protection District, Palatine, Illinois Fire Department, Adams County Fire Rescue, Mountain View Fire Protection District, Golden Fire Department, Donald Westcott Fire Department, Seminole Fire Department, Oklahoma, Westminster Fire Department, Cal Fire, Lake Dillon Fire Rescue, Vail Fire and Emergency Services, Windsor Severs Fire Rescue, Falk Mountain, Rocky Mountain, and the U.S. Army. By taking the time to mention them, I'd really like to mention the fire chiefs and training officers, because what they did was help to prepare you for the next stage of your journey, and that's a career with South Metro. And the likelihood is you're going to be here with us for the next 20, 25, 30 years. I'm encouraged that almost all of our new recruits are going to enjoy an educational differential as part of their paycheck because they've taken a college degree. And that's my third lesson. Take the time to sincerely connect with people, have a teachable spirit, be a lifelong learner. And I'm going to do what I do every commencement address. I'm going to take a look at some of the sentiments and commitments each of you expressed when you filled out your application for hire. Most of the recruits don't ever think anyone will ever look at this. I keep every one of these. Because like Chief Rhodes said, part of my job is going to be to make sure I hold you accountable for what you say you'll do. And you're all men and women of integrity, so I'm guessing I won't have too much of a hard time doing that. So one recruit says, I'm very interested and highly motivated to become a part of the team of South Metro. I believe that my attitude toward fire suppression and emergency medicine, combined with my practical skills and training, could benefit your department. Another says, South Metro has a strong reputation for your compassion and your citizens and employees, as well as your progressive pre-hospital medicine. I have a passion for paramedicine and firefighting, and I feel I would be a valuable addition to your department. Another, I feel I have a lot to offer of value to South Metro Fire Rescue. I am excited about working for South Metro because the mission, vision, and values fall in line with my personal and professional goals. South Metro would provide a rewarding career in a progressing and highly respected department. Thank you. I would love to be part of the community. My drive to become a career firefighter stems from the appreciation I have for dedication, honor, and camaraderie that comes with the position. Another, I am interested in this position because I feel it to be a calling. Thank you, so do I. This is the only department I've ever wanted to work for. And last, I have always had a deep desire to not only serve others, but to serve my country. I believe I would be a valuable asset to South Metro Fire Rescue. So if you come to my office, behind my desk, there's a little drawer, and it actually has a file folder that has all of these in it. If I stop by to visit you and just ask for a cup of coffee, things are pretty good. If I stop by and ask to talk with you and I have something like this in my hand, I might just be reminding you of your commitment to the organization. So that's my final lesson for tonight. Behind my desk, actually it's not my desk, it's in the hallway now. There's a little picture, and it shows someone taking an oath of office. And actually, one of our new firefighters going through their interview process. So that's my final lesson for you tonight. Every day you show up for shift, live your job application, live your job interview, live your oath of office, and finish strong. In closing, I've just got a few words of wisdom that I'd like to pass along. I think these are secrets of success. The first one, cherish your spouse, your children, and your families. Take time every day to find real and meaningful ways to demonstrate your love for them. Never turn down matching contributions to a retirement plan. When you're throwing the ladder of success, that's a metaphor. When you're throwing the ladder of success, make sure it's pushed against the right wall. Never miss the opportunity to encourage others, especially your co-workers, with your words, your smile, and even a hug. Prepare for the worst, because it's coming. We have a very generous tuition reimbursement program. Take advantage of it. Continue your education. And always remember that all that is essential for the triumph of evil is for good men and women to do nothing. Spouses and children of firefighters have an exceptionally demanding profession themselves. Everyone in this room wearing a badge appreciates the sacrifices our family members make supporting their loved ones and the service to our community. I want to acknowledge all my brothers and sisters in the room and the loved ones who stand by them today and every day. In honoring your commitment to our firefighters, I realize that it's no substitute for the missed birthdays, Thanksgiving dinners, Christmas mornings, wrestling meets, gymnastics and volleyball tournaments, and lost weekends while your loved one is on duty serving our community. And for the many times when they are with you physically but are struggling mentally and emotionally because they see people on the worst days of their lives. Thank you. More than 100 years ago, FDNY Fire Chief Edward F. Croker said, "I have no ambition in this world but one, and that is to be a firefighter. The position may in the eyes of some appear to be a lonely one, but we who know the work which the firefighter has to do believe that theirs is a noble calling. My commitment to you, to the men and women who selflessly serve our community, is to persevere, to always strive to earn their trust and respect, to do my best to ensure that everyone goes home. In this regard, I'm also making a commitment to your families, your husbands and wives and sons and daughters, mothers and fathers and brothers and sisters. In the same spirit that our men and women take care of our citizens like family, I promise to care for each and every one of you and your families. As you protect our community and care for our citizens and one another, I pray God will nourish and protect each of you and will always bring you home to your loved ones. Congratulations.
Made to the part of the evening that recruits can wait for presentation of badges. Assisting us with this presentation will be from South Metro, Fire Chief Bob Baker, Operations Chief Troy Jackson, Preparedness Chief Kevin Meyer, Training Chief John Adams, and for Cunningham Fire Chief Jerry Rhodes, Assistant Chief David Markham, and Operations Chief Tom Lyman. As I announce each recruit, I will also be mentioning the names of the individuals assisting with the badge winning. I'll ask that the family members or friends please come up to the stage with their recruit. Once finished with the badging, I'll have their family, friends, and recruits return to their seats. All right, first up, Group Bets. Pinning his badge tonight will be his wife, Kate. Next up, recruit Chris Chula. Pinning his badge will be his daughter, Cassie. Next up, recruit Marshall Clapp. His wife, Taylor, will be pinning his badge. Next, we recruit Pierce Conley. His wife, Jordan, will be pinning his badge. Next, recruit DJ Cook. His wife, Victoria, will be pinning his badge. Next, recruit Jonah Falconer. His father, Scott Falconer, will be pinning his badge. Next, recruit Chad Finley. His father, Scott Finley, will be pinning his. his wife Adrian, and their son Henry. Recruit Brandon Harlan, his wife Casey, and son Carter. Recruit Ryan Bruzy. His father Merrill and his mother Mary. Next, recruit Aaron Lamb, nephew Landon, niece Skylar, and stepson Colton will be on the beginning of the match. Next up, recruit Ronnie Martinez, His father, retired South Metro Captain Lee Martinez. His brother, firefighter Tony. Next, recruit Sean McNibb, his wife Rachel. Next, recruit Brett Miller, his wife Lindsay, son Chase, daughter Brooke. Next up, recruit Candy Peterson, her mom Jan Peterson. Next up, recruit Shannon Stensbeck and her husband, Greg. Next up, recruit Ryan Talaska, his mom Janet, and father Tim. Brian Vogt. His wife Brittany will be pinning. Last but not least, Groot Austin Winston. His mother, Cynthia. This will be pinning. The oath of office for the position of firefighter is one of the most sacred and adhering statements one could admit. It upholds each individual entering this career to the high standards of moral obligation and professionalism, void of subjectivity upon the communities to which we are sworn to protect. Each firefighter here at South Metro has uttered these soon-to-be repeated words, binding us all to fulfill our commitments to the department, our community, and to ourselves. Giving the oath of office this evening to our 21 graduating recruits will be Operations Chief Troy Jackson. Recruits, please step forward onto the stage and below and to take your oath.
Recruit, on your feet. Right, face. Forward, march. Left, 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 right. Left, 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 right. Left, 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 right. Left, 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 right. Left, 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 right.
Hold your right hand and repeat after me. I, state your name.
I, do solemnly swear
to support the Constitution of the United States of America,
to support the Constitution of the United States of America,
the state of Colorado,
the state of Colorado,
and to uphold the rules and regulations of South Metro Fire Rescue.
and to uphold rules and regulations of South Metro Fire Rescue.
I swear to be faithful, fair, and diligent
I swear to be faithful, fair, and diligent
in the performance of the duties of firefighter
in the performance of duties of firefighter,
to which I have been appointed.
to which I have
company. All. Left face.
Giving the benediction tonight for our recruit class will be Fire Chaplain Paul Wilson.
Good evening. I'm Paul Russell, and I work in the fire marshal's office full-time, and I have the privilege of volunteering as a chaplain for this great department. And if I can, just real quickly, I want to share a quote that I've kind of, over the years, adopted as a life prayer. And whether you adopt it as a prayer or you see it as a quote that help keep you humble in some way throughout your careers, I hope it resonates with you in some way. It simply goes like this: Lord, when I'm wrong, make me willing to change. When I'm right, make me easy to live with. So strengthen me that the power of my example will far exceed the authority of my position. Would you bow your heads with me as we pray? Heavenly Father, we gather this evening to put an exclamation point on months and, in many cases, years of dreams and preparation. We ask you to protect those you've called into the fire service. Shower each one with amazing courage, infinite wisdom, and cover them with a special grace. Thank you for the commitment of the instructors who have helped make our graduates capable and honorable firefighters. May a line of duty be an imprint for service, and may these words never define more than actively doing the work they love. In their new assignments, let them become great members of the communities they serve, and give them compassion and keep them safe in their efforts to help others. Grant them discernment and wisdom. Throughout their careers, might, as I said, the example in their example always exceed their authority. Thank you especially for those who support us in our careers, the loved ones who are always there for us, and sometimes we may take for granted. Help their loved ones to embrace the firefighter schedule, and more especially acknowledge their passion for the job they love. Might there always be available peer support and chaplains serve them well. Might they remain healthy physically, spiritually, and mentally. Thank you again for this special day. We're grateful for all those who have worked so hard to bring it together. Thank you, God, for hearing us. We pray with confidence, knowing you have a plan for the lives marked by this special day. It's in your name we pray. Amen. Thank you.
Right. Final portion of the agenda this evening will be the Academy dismissal. Speaking on behalf of all of us, will be our training chief, John.
Thank you. I was able to put mine out today, so my iPhone's out of battery, so that's good news. It's kind of a sad time for me. It's a nest of young people that came in 16 weeks ago, and now we've got to turn you loose to the world. So it's a great night for you, a sad night for me. I appreciate you making our life a little more different and special the last 16 weeks. It's an exciting time at South Metro, though. This week we evaluated 39 probationary firefighters that, just like you, took the oath last year and are working their way through our probationary cycle. 18 of those testing are getting off probation on Wednesday, today, and then again on Sunday. We welcomed over 80 employees from Cunningham Fire Protection District into our family, and tonight we graduate 21 highly qualified firefighters. Each of you began as individuals assigned to recruit class 17-2, and over that time you've morphed into a team, now known as South Metro Probationary Firefighters. I've had the honor of watching you develop and grow, and it's been nothing short of extraordinary, the transformation, physically and mentally, that has occurred within each of you. I want to take a moment to thank the families and the loved ones for the dedication of these 21 recruits. As you know, there's many sacrifices you've made during this time, and none of these firefighters would be successful without your support. The good news for you is they've invented this thing in the fire service called the 4-day. And I told each one of them that they should take those next few 4 days to repay you for every single thing you did over these last 16 weeks. To the Academy staff, Lieutenant Druckmiller, Lieutenant Halzon, Firefighter Zimmerman, Firefighter Legrani, Fireman Diggs, and Chris Sheckler, thank you for your dedication. Thank you for taking the time out of your life to share your love and your passion for this job with each of these recruits. You've developed many years of dedicated service, and you transferred it to each one of these individuals. I promised the recruits I'd give them the best instruction possible, and you hit it out of the park. I also want to thank your spouses, some who I know are in attendance tonight, for your dedication. I know it's not easy when your husband is used to a 4-day, and suddenly there are no more 4 days. Finally, to the recruits, I said earlier to the chapter, this story is finished for you, but your story overall is just beginning. It's taken you months and some of you years to get here, to be a member of South Metro Fire Rescue. It's the day that you graduate from the Fire Academy. I have fond memories of my graduation, and I hope you'll cherish the time that you spent with each other, learning and growing as a team. I want to thank you for your dedication you've given to our department. It's amazing that I take the opportunity to sit through the recruits' final evaluations, and I learned some just unbelievable things yesterday. These include an individual attending their 3rd academy, but giving the same effort as if it was their first. An individual who had his mom take care of his children 5 days a week, so you can pursue your dream of being a South Metro firefighter, while your wife continued to work as a teacher. An individual who lost over 46 pounds, and then additional weight through the academy, because you're not going to be the victim to the #1 killer of firefighters. And an individual who is a 4th-generation firefighter that's able to share this evening with his family and parents that are in attendance. Although each of these stories are different, the common theme is the dedication and passion that each one of you have. The first week of the academy, I told you that we'd give you all the knowledge we need for you to be successful. The only thing you need to bring was passion and dedication. It's evident to me that every single one of you sitting here has brought that to the academy and survived the grind. You've worked so hard and dedicated so much, so where do we go from here? What do we do next? How do you stay sharp, and how do you build on every single thing we've taught you? How do you get better, and how are you going to stay safe? The answer to all these questions is through continued training, dedication, and passion for the job. Don't rely on what you've learned and set your speed to cruise control. Continually challenge yourself to be the best firefighter that you can be, and strive to learn as much as you can. Push yourself, push your crew, and push your academy mates sitting next to you for the future of South Metro Fire. Be the firefighter that your family would call if they ever had an emergency. Because at the end of the day, the citizens of our community are family members, all of us. We laugh with them at their neighborhood block parties, we hold their hands when they're sick, and we grieve with them in their time of loss. They are an extended family to ours, and we treat them as such. In closing, I'm excited for each and every one of you and your families. Enjoy your evening tonight. Get ready for EMS week next week. Celebrate the evening. You've been given all the tools and baseline knowledge that you need. All it takes now is for you to show up every single day with that continued effort and dedication to be highly successful in this career. I'll look forward to seeing your smiling faces on the street on the next call that we run together. Class 17-2, please stand. It's been my honor and privilege to get to know each one of you as an individual and as a team. Class 17-2, you're dismissed. Congratulations.